Hello, this is Michaela, or Studious Octopus, and I'm here today doing a quick GlossyBox catch-up. This is for April 2017, which was just a regular pink box, and we had 5 items in it. I think only 2 were full size, and we had 3 that were sort of travel size, or a smaller size than the biggest size you could get. Nothing was sort of genuinely a tiny version thing you can't actually buy. I have actually had the time now to try everything out, including the contouring and the brush and the shampoo, all of that. So I'll just go through one thing at a time and talk about what I thought about it. So first off, we had the Elgon Cleansing Conditioner Co-Wash. Depending on how you work this out, it was either the roughly £15, which it says on the card, which is, I think, for the much bigger full-size one, which I think was about 300 millilitres, which means this one's worth about a £5. It does have a very conditioner-y consistency. It feels very nice. It doesn't lather, as it says. Don't expect it to lather. I'm not sure I would say anything else other than that it's just fairly nice. I know part of the downside to it is I don't think this is particularly something you can get a hold of in the UK, which, considering they keep on making a bigger deal about beauty discoveries and discovering new products and new brands, which they have been better at putting new brands in the boxes. If it's not one that I can't particularly buy easily anyway, I'm not sure of the point. I'm not going to go out and get the bigger size of this when I have to order it from a weird, awkward website. So next up was the Model Co Contour Stick. This was the sort of smaller travel size one you could get, which is just the 2 grams, which I think that I said in the initial video. The website says there are only 2 shades, a light and a dark. Having tried this out now, I do still think this is probably too dark for the genuinely pale skinned, but then you're sort of getting into issues of how light is light, which is a particular problem obviously when a whole range only has 2 shades. This isn't going to suit quite a few people. The same as the dark isn't going to help quite a few people as well, I'm sure. Formula-wise, it was actually quite a nice formula. I thought it blended quite nicely and was actually super user-friendly to use, which is nice. So you can just put it on and it blends out properly. So for the not so used to contouring, not as skilled as contouring, this is actually pretty approachable and pretty user-friendly. Because it's a little too dark, the way I've been wearing it is to actually put it on first and then put on foundation, a lighter sort of coverage foundation second, and I found that makes the effect look a lot nicer and the colour, the shades look a lot more workable as well for pale people. So actually quite nice. It is just a shame that 2 shades aren't really enough. That's not a good enough line in my opinion. And I think this was only £8, which doesn't actually seem terrible value, because I think a little of this did go a long way. Yeah, actually I think I would say this is a pretty nice product, barring 2 shades isn't enough shades. Next up was the Sport FX brush, and I think I felt about this pretty much how I expected to feel. This end is actually really nice for applying foundation. I think it applied it really quickly, really evenly, and you do get that nice, super dense, super flat buffing motion that I quite like in a foundation brush personally. And I do think the so-called powder end for me personally is too small to genuinely powder my whole face. I use this to set a little bit of concealer on the under eye and to do blush, which is still useful. It still makes it multi-use. It still means you're getting a lot you can do with a single brush, but this isn't for me particularly suitable as a proper powder brush. I either prefer a proper big powder brush for a light coverage of powder, or I actually have been using my powder puff more recently. I actually quite like putting on powder that way as well. But I wouldn't say I would use this as a regular powder brush. This is more for smaller powder applications. But it is a really nice brush. I do still stand by for the most part, all of the brushes we've been getting from GlossyBox. I really like them. all the different brands we've gotten. It feels nice quality. It applied my foundation really nicely. I really like this. And this was £10, which I would say is worth it. This feels like it's got some longevity to it. And then next up was the Love and Hand Gel, which I have been using. It's a hand gel. Like I said on the initial video as well, I don't think this is what a lot of people get GlossyBox for. And I wasn't particularly impressed by this. I wish I'd gotten something else. What else can you say? And then the final item we got was the I got the Glamour Lash Mascara XXL Mascara. This was sort of a trial deluxe sort of travel size rather than the full size, which is still pretty good. If I remember rightly, this was at least half of the full size, if not I think it was slightly more than half, which is a pretty generous size, I think, personally. And I believe this was worth £13, my little notes say there, which isn't terrible price. It's a nice enough mascara. I don't think it's actually the nicest one I've ever used. I do think the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara was better than this. And there's also a Essence Cosmetics mascara, the one that we got that sort of had a weird curved out wand. That is actually a really nice mascara for all of like £3, I think, or something. I wouldn't say this is actually as nice as either of those, but it is still nice. It's a nice, good black colour. So I remember saying the Rodial eyeliner was a nice super black formula, and it dries nice and quick. It's a nice enough travel-sized mascara. I'm not sure for me personally this would be worth buying the £25 one when I could buy a couple of other different types of mascara that I think would perform better for the same amount of money, if not less money. So that was the box overall. I think it had a quite surprising box value in the end of £40, which I suppose ultimately I have fairly mixed feelings about. This I'm not impressed by. This is nice enough, but isn't something that I'm ever going to be able to buy more of as a personally. This I really liked. I think this is probably my favourite item out of the whole box, having now gotten a good try of it. I think this is the best value item we have. It's going to be the most used. I'm going to get uses of it with lots and lots of stuff. These two I'm more sort of, they're nice enough and I will use them, but I don't think I'd buy either of these again. So that was the April 2017 GlossyBox catch-up. I don't think I've particularly seen another sneak peek of the May one. We do have a sachet of sugar scrub, I think, that's coming in it, and I think that's the same sneak peek that I've seen. But it is now May, so we should get them soon. And I will see you again next time, which will be for that unboxing. Bye-bye. Hello, this is Michaela of Studious Octopus. I'm here today doing the April 2017 UK GlossyBox unboxing. It just arrived this morning.
Yes, so this is the Outlast demo. I'm Peter.
This is Michaela.
And this is just a short, quick run through the demo, so there's not going to be episodes, we're just going to do it in one shot.
Yeah.